Rick Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakar Kudash, and the Heavenly Father, the true name is Yahweh, and His unbegotten Son, Bahashem, in the name of Mashiach Shai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Lash Wakadash Old Tongue. And I say Barakatham to the elders and apostles, Akim Akwaf, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson of the prophecy updates as of June the 15th, 2025 on this Sunday afternoon. And as we've been seeing, the rising tensions been heating up between Iran and Israel for the third or fourth day. And this is a news article from RT.com as June the 13th, 2025. It reads, it says, Israel and Iran clashes for the third day at death toll mounts and live updates. It says at least 13 people were killed in Israel and 224 in Iran. It says according to the official figures. Israel and Iran are engaging a third consecutive day of intense and open warfare on Saturday and into Sunday, and both nations launched devastating attacks. According to the Israel Megan Devin Adam Rescue Service, Iranian strike killed at least 10 people, bringing the total in Israel to 13. Meanwhile, Iran health minister reported that 224 people were killed in the Israeli strike as of Saturday evening. The Israeli Defense Force, the IDF, targeted critical energy infrastructure in Iran, targeting a refinery in the South Pars gas field, the world's largest in oil deposit in Iran. Iran fired a barrage of missiles in Tel Aviv, hitting resident apartment blocks and struck an oil refinery in Haifa. On Friday, Israeli jets bombed multiple targets across Iran, including uranium enrichment centers and Natanz, and carry out, if I pronounce that right, it says, and carry out target assassinations on several senior military commanders and scientists. Iran retaliated by firing dozens of ballistic missiles into Israel. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the strikes dubbed Operation Rising Lion aims to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. Iran condemned the attack as unprovoked and suspending nuclear talks with the U.S., with the latest rounds of negotiations scheduled for Sunday. Israel launched its strikes on the day after the International Nuclear Watchdog, the IEA, accused of Iran of violating a non-proliferation obligations. Iran rejects the allegations as a political motivated, although the U.S. insists that it was not involved. President Donald Trump endorsed the Israeli operation. Russia condemned Israel and called for de-escalation. Russia condemns Israel's initiating strikes on Friday and called for a de-escalation on Saturday. President Vladimir Putin spoke with U.S. President Donald Trump by phone and to agree on the possibility of restarting negotiations over Iran's nuclear program, according to Putin foreign policy aide Yashikova. And this is from June the 15th, 2025 at 22:19 GMT time. It reads update. It says the war will continue in the coming weeks. Senior government advisor and former commander of Iran Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Masim Razahi, said on Sunday evening. It says we are still acting with restraint and have not yet used on all capabilities, Razahi warned, adding that the scope of the war could escalate if the U.S., France, and UK continues to assist Israel in intercepting upcoming missiles, which the United States did help Israel Defense Force to intercept some of those missiles that was heading towards Tel Aviv. It says GMT 21:21 time. Iranian Health Minister spokesperson Hassan Kamarli Paul said Sunday evening that 224 people have been killed and 1,277 injured in the Israeli strikes. He claimed that over 90% of the victims were civilians. And this is 20:29 GMT time. Israelis are ready for war with Iran, but worry it will be endless. Bloomberg worked on the Saturday, reporting from Tel Aviv. According to a channel, many people who spoke to journalists were shocked by the destruction caused by the Iranian missiles. We are going to find ourselves in an endless war. Danny Sikornios West, a fellow at the Institute of National Security Studies in Tel Aviv, who have oversees Iran research and military intelligence, told Bloomberg the consistency in Israel on Iran, both the left and the right, is worried. Nobody is raising questions what challenge Netanyahu. He added, Israel must then become addicted to its own success, and as a result, to a prolonged war, the channel said, citing another Israeli, Yomov Yomor, 1956 GMT time. The Israel Defense Force has published a video showing an airstrike carried out by the fighter jets on a surface-to-air missile launch in Tehran. The military said it was filmed on Sunday. According to the IDF, it also targeted ballistic missile production sites and a radar facility in Iranian capital. Jacob Mizorowski was absolutely phenomenal this week for the Milwaukee Brewers, and it was to be expected the way he was warming down AAA. 1956 GMT time, European Union Foreign Policy Chief Kallis has called for a video conference of the EU foreign ministers on June 17th to discuss the escalation between Israel and Iran. It says the meeting will provide an opportunity for a exchange of views, coordination, and diplomatic outreach to Tel Aviv and Tehran, and a possible next step, according to Kallis representatives. It says the number of Israelis injured in Iranian strikes on Haifa has risen to 4, including a 72-year-old woman in moderate condition, according to the Magdam David Adam. In Mayul, Manny Fathom, 4 were injured. 4 people were injured in the Iranian ballistic missiles impact in Haifa, including a 72-year-old woman in moderate condition. Medics says, according to the Madam David Adam, woman suffered a smoke inhalation from the fire sparked by the impact. 3 others are likely wounded, the NBA reports. Gets his revenge, 115 miles an hour, 443 feet over the Green Monster. And Tim, look, we see all kinds of great pitching all year long. It takes an Aaron Judge to hit the kind of pitching we see this season. And this is from 1955 GMT time. It says Iran military has issued a warning to residents of Israel to evacuate from areas close to important Israeli military and significant sites for the safety, CNN has said, citing a video statement on Iranian state TV. Colonel Reza Sayadi, a spokesperson for the Iran's armed forces, warned people in Syria not to stay near the or travel volatile, sensitive, and important locations. Came that Tehran has already successfully struck sensitive and important targets, including military and security centers in Israel. It says Israel has struck buildings belonging to Iran's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Iranian duty foreign minister Sadi Khalilzadeh, if I pronounce his name right, it says said in a post on X, the building is located directly across the Institute of Political and International Studies, which was also targeted. According to the Khalilzadeh, several civilians were injured in the attack, including a number of my colleagues, which were taken to the hospital for treatment, he wrote. In 1837 GMT time update, it says Iran has fired at least 30 missiles at the Israeli cities, including Haifa and Jerusalem. It says the time of Israel wrote, according to Magdam Dave Adam, a national emergency service, that at least 2 people were likely injured by the sharpening in Haifa. 1810 GMT time. It says the IDF, which is the Defense Force, killed the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Intelligence Chief Brigadier General Muhammad Khazania, along with his deputy General Hassan Makhakwik. Benjamin Netanyahu has claimed to Fox News. It says June 15th, 2025 at 17:35 GMT time. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has now reports that U.S. Donald Trump voted an Israeli plan to delete Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei during an interview with Fox News. It says there are so many false reports about conversations that never happened. I'm not going to get into that. The Israeli National Security Advisor Taxi Hangadi has called the reports fake news of the highest order, as quoted by the Times of Israel, GMT 1642 time. It says the U.S. President Donald Trump has vetoed an Israeli proposal to delete Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, a 2 U.S. officials told Reuters on Sunday. It says GMT 1541 reads, the consular section of the Russian embassy in Iran is temporarily suspending its work due to the current situation in the region, according to a statement. GMT 1537 time, the death toll in an Iranian strike on an apartment block in Balyan near Tel Aviv has risen to 7 after rescuers recovered another body under the rubble. 3 others are still feared missing. This is according to the state of Israel. Or earlier on Sunday, the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited the scene. It says this is from Nia Kalenia, if I pronounce her name right. From X, she posted on X. She says the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the Bathian attack site in Israel. The Bathian is a city on Israel's Mediterranean Sea coast, just south of Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv. Iran-Israel war. As of 6:56 a.m. June 15, 2025.
And speaking of our big league matchup, Cannon 19 likely to be there one day. Tim with a little shake weight of his own in his pregame workout here. Cannon 19 headed to the majors soon. We've got
it says 1449 GMT time. Video circulating on social media appears to show a large-scale squash and water pipe. It says explosions across Tehran, according to the Time of Israel. Thomas Van Lang post on X. It says hashtag Iran Israeli strikes bust a pipe near the Tyrus Square in hashtag Tehran, causing sewage waters to flood in the streets.
Sitdown Clinical White provides 2 shades whiter teeth as well as providing 24/7 sensitivity. Patients are going to love to see Sitdown on the shelf.
And it says 1447 GMT time. It says the U.S. President Donald Trump has expressed his openness to Russian Vladimir Putin serving as a mediator in the conflict. He and he has an extensive conversation, told ABC News on Sunday. However, also claimed that it is possible that the U.S. could get involved in the ongoing conflict between West Jerusalem and Taiwan. 14:37 GMT time. It says the U.S. president has called on Western Jerusalem and Taiwan to stop the fighting and make a deal, adding that many calls on meetings and already being made between Iranian, Israeli, and American representatives. I do a lot and never get credit for anything, but that's okay. People understand. Make the Middle East great again. It says 14:06 GMT time. At least 14 Iranian scientists has been killed in Israeli attacks since Friday, including a car bomb, citing two sources from the Gulf state. It says a Russian foreign minister, Shiki Kulikov, and his Turkey counterpart, Hakan Fidan, has discussed the escalation between West Jerusalem and Taiwan over the phone. The Turkey commend Russia's consistent willingness to undertake mediation efforts, especially those related to Iran's nuclear program, the IRA. Navastasi cited Moscow's foreign minister as saying, it says 13:44 GMT time. Moscow embassy in Tehran is coordinating the evacuation of Russian citizens by land from Iran due to the Israeli strikes, according to the IRA. Novosti. From your smartphone to the tools that let you discover the next great show, Audio has helped drive those innovations. That's why Audio empowers inventors to keep inventing. It's the book of Luke 21, verse 25. It says, there shall be signs in the sun, and the moon, and the stars. Upon the earth, disgressive nations will perplex Caesar's rule. Right, as we're seeing. The disgressive nations will perplex Caesar's war due to the fact we're seeing, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. And that's what we're seeing with the Russia between Iran and Israel was escalating, heating up over there in the Middle East, and that's what we're seeing. This is Western Asia. And this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, in verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Right, these are wars and rumors of wars. Iran versus Israel. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but then it's not yet. Matthew 24 and verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, which goes into ethnos. Iran versus Israel, like I mentioned once again, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there should be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Right, as we're seeing over there in the Middle East, Western Asia, Iran versus Israel. Joel 3, verse 10. Beat your plowshares and the swords and the plumbing hooks and the spears by the weak sound strong. Right, as we're seeing Iran building up their military capability and their nuclear strikes against the defense force like the weak sound strong. That's what we're seeing. It's the book of Revelations. Matter of fact, St. Mark, I meant to say. St. Mark chapter 3 and verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided, because the second kingdom cannot stand. Right, that's what we're saying. So if a kingdom be divided, because the second kingdom cannot stand. So we're seeing modern day kingdoms rise against modern day kingdoms. That's what we're seeing. And this is Revelations 11 and verse 14. The second will pass, behold, the third will come quickly. Right, so the second will pass, behold, the third will come quickly. So with that, hopefully this sit down lesson was edifying of the prophecy updates as of June the 15th, 2025, on this Sunday afternoon. As we see, the tensions are intensifying for the past 3 to 4 days between Iran and Israel. So expect to see it continue to increase on an everyday basis. So with that, hopefully this sit down lesson was edifying, like I mentioned once before, as of June the 15th, 2025, on this Sunday afternoon of the prophecy updates. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Makar Kadash, and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, Bahashim, Hamashiach Habashah. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Lash Markadas Old Tongue. And I say, we'll rock them to the elders and apostles, while Akima Akwa. Until next time, I would say, Shalom.